Hello everybody, so this video is Pi to Arduino, serial USB two-way communication using Python on the Raspberry Pi, communicating with an Arduino Uno. This project, as you can see from the slide, is going to involve using an API to fetch the Bitcoin price, and what we'll do is you take that information and we will manipulate it so that we can send a value to the Arduino, which will then make the Arduino do something. And the photograph in the middle shows you the Pi connected to the Arduino, and then something. In a moment, it's a furry monkey, which is actually, I don't know if you can quite see the white wires, but there's an LED on the end of the white wires which are attached to the monkey's head. So the purpose of this video is to introduce you to the project, and rather than just showing you completed projects, because often you can miss out bits. It's a bit like I was talking about in a previous video where it's called every programming tutorial. It's 29 seconds. Somebody says, do these 1,000 lines, execute, run. This is going to show a few of the problems along the way. So already, hopefully you've seen how to, in a previous video that I did 2 or 3 videos ago, it showed how to communicate between the Pi and the Arduino. But then the next thing will be to get the two-way communication. So the Pi can send over serial, it can send bytes data to the Arduino, which the Arduino can then interpret and conditionally do things based upon the values that it receives. Also, it will then send a message back to the Pi to let the Pi know that it's received it. So each bidirectional communication. What I'll show you in a minute is I'll show you the website that I'm kind of referring to. I'll discuss a couple of the issues that I've already had, and that's kind of the Pi to Arduino side of things. And also, we'll then go on to discuss how to use an API to get price information. In this case, it's price information for Bitcoin in dollars, but obviously you can convert that to your local currency if you don't want it in dollars. So if you're ready, let's dive into the first part of the video, which will discuss the two-way communication and just fine-tuning that. So let's just minimize this, get it out of the way. And that was the previous video where I showed the setup. So what I've been referring to is this is an amazing website. roboticsbackend.com/Raspberry Pi Arduino serial communication. And if you scroll down, so that's kind of what I've done so far. This here is just a wiring diagram if you don't have a USB cable. The first thing that he's done is send this code to the Arduino, and that's just to check it's working, and you're sending some a message from the Raspberry. Oh, that's the response. So this code, serial print line, ln print line, that sends back to the Raspberry Pi, and then the Raspberry Pi reads, so read line, so that's print, which is basically sending. That's doing the read line, which is reading the response back over serial. So they both, that's the Raspberry Pi serial, so it knows it's using serial. The Arduino knows it's using serial, so they're both using the same protocol to communicate. What we've got here, I hope it's big enough for you. Is that right? That's better, hopefully. If you can see just here on this yellow line, depending on what you're using, if you're using a is it A to B serial USB cable, TTY, instead of ACM0 there, you may have to edit this code and swap ACM0, you may need to put USB 0 there. So the whole line will say /dev/TTY USB 0, close quote. You're stripping off, so you read the whole line that you get back from the Arduino, and then you just strip off the new line character on the end. Yeah, there we go. So TTY USB or similar. So that was the first issue I had. The second issue I had was with Serial, and when I tried to set it up, yeah, that's what you should get back. I've started writing something else using the API, which means I can't show you this, but that's exactly what I got. Yeah, the problem I had was I had module not found when I was trying to use the Python code on the Raspberry Pi. So if we go back up, I'll just show you. Rather than using Serial, I had to do a force upgrade on that. Was it a force upgrade? No, I think I uninstalled it in the end, and then Pi Serial. So Py Serial. There you go. Pip install Pi Serial. And you may have to do -m as well when you install it. So see how you get on, but that will be the solution, Pi Serial, rather than just using Serial. You see that's 2020, so it's relatively up to date. Python Serial Port Access Library. That's all good. So once I had all that working, I'll jump ahead now and I'll show you the API part that I've set up for what's the company called? CoinMarketCap. And they've got a free API which allows you to make, as you can see, 333 requests per day, and I've just used up one of them. That's on the free package, so if you want to subscribe or sign up and get the better one, then obviously you can. But 333, how many is that an hour? Oh, so if it was 10 an hour, that would be 240, wouldn't it? If it was 15 an hour, it'd be 360. So say, I don't know, is that about 12 or 13 an hour? Yeah. Say 12 an hour, so that's one every 5 minutes. So you can make a call every 5 minutes, which I think is that right? Sorry. 10 an hour. Yeah, 10 an hour would be 240 a day, wouldn't it? Yeah. So say it's, I don't know, 12, 13 an hour, which is probably one every 5 minutes. So if you're sat at your desk in your office or at work or whatever, and you want to have something with an Arduino in it, which is doing two-way communication with your Raspberry Pi can go off to the API, and let's just look at that. So if I just take you across now, so what I'm actually going to show you is the full code. Now this is, I think this is often missing. Let me show you. That's a two successful requests actually. So I'll run this code again in a second, but API underscore demo, and it's getting the current Bitcoin price, 1448. I think that Z means Zulu time probably, and the price $43,000 So obviously that's all a big nice load of JSON, so you can extract what you want from that. I will be extracting that price, and I will be comparing it to the price that it was 5 minutes ago. I'll probably schedule this in cron, and then what it'll do is it'll then compare it in Python. It'll work out if the price has gone up or down or the same, and if it's gone up, it will send a message to the Arduino telling the Arduino to do one thing, and if it's gone down, it will send a message to the Arduino saying down, and then the code for the Arduino will act accordingly. I'm going to keep that a bit of a surprise because that would spoil future videos. So, right now here we go. I'm going to show you the code, and you can see my API key. So, by the time you watch this, I will have regenerated it. So this is why it's really good, because a lot of tutorials kind of just say put your API key in here, and then if you're new to Python or new to software, you don't know whether to put single quotes, double quotes. You don't know whether you need quotes or not, maybe, or yeah, you don't know whether that's the token, the key, blah 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 blah. So this is for the fully working code, and the sample that you get on their website says it's for Python 2.7, but the code works exactly the same, and even the print statements have got the parentheses around them. So yeah, from the top, from requests, import request session, from request exceptions, connection error, timeout, too many redirects, import JSON, and then we've got our URL. Be aware that okay, this is important. So this is actually very significant. So when you, hope you can see that, there's quite a pale color. Let me see if I can, let me just change the color of my terminal. It's not the greatest color for showing you. Is it because it's always on top? There we go. Colors. Is that easier to see? I think it's the Vim colors actually, isn't it? What I could just do is be really naughty and just change. Beware, if you do this, you can really get yourself in a right muddle. I'm just doing this for the video for benefit of all you good viewers. There we go. Hopefully you can see that in yellow now. So what I had to do was change, that said sandbox, it said sandbox-API. You have to change that to Pro API to get the actual live information. The sandbox information is from a few years ago, and you'll look and you'll see the Bitcoin price is something like $0.9. It just shows you how much it's changed. The other thing is here, so the sandbox one will say sandbox-API all along as far as here. They don't say quotes and latest. You just need to do the question mark and symbol and then equals BTC if you want Bitcoin, or if you wanted Ethereum, then it would be same but just ETH instead of BTC. So that's the API key. All this it generates for you. So if you go to the developer documentation, you will have that. So come back, pause this if you need to refer to it. Now I'm going to leave this page. So back to workspace 1. Yeah, so CoinMarket Cap, get the free API, verify your email address, and then off you're off to the races. So yeah, let's go back here. I'm going to exit this, and I'm just going to run the API demo once more. Python 3 API demo.py, and there you go. So the last time I ran it was 1448. Now I've just run it at 1515. And what's the price changed by? So the price before was 41360. Now the 43160, and now the price is 43565. So looking like a good day for Bitcoin BTC symbol. Yeah, so just I'm going to clear that screen now. Hopefully you've seen it works. And let me just show you the code that I've written so far. So that was the API, which eventually that code will actually end up being put inside of the the receive. So this is the receive string from Arduino. This will be the main Python code, and this will be also running the code that you just saw, the API code. So this file and the API file will become one. And what we'll be doing is we'll put some conditional logic in here, and if the price has changed and it's gone up in the past 5 minutes, then we'll be sending up. And those two letters will be what the, and to be honest, I'll probably be sending 1 if it's up or 0 if it's down. So that will write, and that's writing over the serial port to the Arduino. Line equals serial read line decode, and then so once it's written, it writes something, and then the next thing it does on this next line is it reads the line. So it's reading and then decoding UTF-8 and stripping off the new line character of its response, and the Arduino will have sent back kind of like an acknowledgement, and then it will be printing that back to the screen, and we'll change this time sleep. So actually import serial, I think I installed PySerial. Definitely installed PySerial. Anyway, first choice, I would install PySerial instead of serial. Right, the blink code. So yeah, this is what the so the Arduino is going to send this line back. It's going to send this back to the Raspberry Pi, and it's going to say you sent me, followed by the data. The data will be, it's going to read, the Raspberry Pi will send it the message saying up. So it will read the string into the variable, then it will say you sent me, and that will be, the data will probably be up or a 1 if it's up. And obviously I'm going to put an if statement in for if it's down or if it's not changed. If I actually run the receive string from Arduino, will that do anything right now? I can't remember. Yeah, you sent me up. It's because I've kind of hard coded the Raspberry Pi to just send up. So I'll add in some conditional logic, which will be based upon the response that we get back from the API. So hopefully this has been a nice introduction, and then in the next video you'll see some progress, hopefully like a progress update or possibly even the completed project. So I'm not going to make any promises. It's we're all busy people, aren't we? Most of the time anyway. So yeah, hopefully this has been an interesting introduction, and hopefully now you're also seeing where this channel kind of fits together. So a little bit of amusing kind of electronics projects from the old school. Looking to the future, lots of Bitcoin related stuff with, as you've seen in the other videos, we've been looking at finite fields, modulus operators, prime numbers, then obviously we'll have to dip our toes into more hardcore stuff like elliptic curve, and yeah, gonna have to read a lot of books, aren't I? So if you've got any requests, if you've got any ideas for what I could make the Arduino control, and please don't say a CNC machine, because I tried that and that was a really good project, but I didn't have a workshop and I didn't have unlimited funds. Otherwise I would have made a lot more components out of aluminium and actually had it fully working rather than just out of plywood. Yeah, so what can the Arduino control? I can control some LEDs on the monkey. I could do a 16:2 LCD. That's quite kind of boring and standard. Yeah, send me some ideas. What could I control with the Arduino? What would you like the Arduino to do? I could put some. I've got a whole kit of sensors as well. I've even got the infrared sensors. What I could do is make the Raspberry Pi go off to the API, get the Bitcoin price. If the price is higher than it was 5 minutes ago, then do two-way communications to the Arduino and tell the Arduino to send infrared signal via a sensor to my TV. So if the Bitcoin price goes up, my telly comes on. Yeah, that's enough nonsense for now. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again.